So I saw both of you on the call today at 10 o'clock. That's awesome.
Sound. Yeah. I still have to go through old recordings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Nick Krim that does that AI stuff, that is pretty amazing. He's on top of it.
Hmm.
He has saved my life when it comes to doing I mean like literally. The story I was telling on that call was is an absolute true story. So, it used to take me hours upon hours upon hours to edit a video, put all the stuff to it, get it up on YouTube, all that. Now I've got that process down to about, I can take a raw video, a collection of raw videos, I can edit them, get the
Hmm.
thumbnail, get the thumbnail created, put everything up on YouTube, all my SEO stuff done, title created, create different versions of titles, different versions of thumbnails. I can do all of it in about 35 minutes.
Wow. So is there a process for that? Is there a streamlined process for that?
Yeah,
Steps per
it's in
stepwise
yeah, it's in the training. It's in the YouTube
training?
made simple training. Yeah, when you go through there, so it's kind of like eating an elephant, right?
Hmm.
It's a really big thing if you try to do it all at one time. But if you do it one piece at a time and walk yourself through it, it's kind of it makes sense. By the end of it, by the end of the training, you'll get that aha moment. Maybe somewhere
Hmm.
probably about halfway through, you'll go, aha, well, this is the reason I need to do that.
Okay.
So yeah, what's going on, Will?
Nothing much. I was just trying to get my bearings together over here.
I know Bill's on this call. Will and Anil are both new with us, and so it's kind of like when you first join EXP, it's like drinking from a fire hose. So
There is so much there. Yesterday was like 2 hour of orientation, and tomorrow again with Wanda there is orientation.
yeah.
So yeah. So today I have two meetings with mentors to select a mentor. So I'll be done with that today. And I was asking, Tim about which CRM to use because there were like three choices,
Yeah.
um, Lofty and Bold Trail or Kevico.
hmm
So just asking him, and he says, "Oh, we use a different CRM for our Freedom funnel."
Yeah, so let me explain that to you real quick. So don't take too much stock in that. So what it is there's going to be two different places for you to think about where you're going to live.
Mhm.
So where you're going to live with the funnels is in go high level, but
Okay.
there's not a whole lot that's going to be required on the maintenance side of that on your part because
Mhm.
it's going to be set up for you for the most part. But
Got it.
so what it is that's where the funnel system runs out of. That's where your landing page runs out of for your funnel system, the whole nine yards. But
Mhm.
Go High Level is not a really good CRM when it comes to following up and setting up automations for, let's say you had somebody who came into your system and they said, I really like you. I like what we're doing. And I
Mhm.
do want to buy new construction because that's a funnel you're running, but I'm probably 2 years out. So
Mhm.
if they're 2 years out from buying, you want to set them up in what's called a drip campaign where you're dripping on them once a month or once every 2 weeks or whatever. So you're top of mind when they get ready to buy.
Mhm.
So what I have been doing is I'm running ads and running funnels
Mhm.
into my Go High Level system. But when
Mhm.
they tell me that, when I get to the point where they're like, I'm 2 years down the road or whatever, I pull them out of that Go High Level account and I put them into my Bold Trail or what used to be KV Core. And I
Mhm.
already have it set up. I can tag them with these hashtags to know that they're a new, say, new construction client. And they go
Mhm.
into this drip campaign where they get an email from me once a month. They get a weekly
Once.
newsletter, or a monthly newsletter. They get all that. So that
Okay.
way you keep them top of mind or you stay top of mind to them
Mhm.
and they will reach, so, and then, maybe every 3 months pick up the phone, call them and just say, hey, just wanted to make sure you're getting information you need. And are you any closer to, doing business, that kind of crap. But so the Go High Level is a really good system to run the funnel out of. It's just not
Mhm.
in my opinion, it's just not good for long-term nurture, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So, and I can't give you any opinion on the other two CRMs like Lofty and Close because I've never used them. I've only ever used Bold Trail and
Yeah.
Go High Level, and I'm pretty proficient in both. But I don't know a thing about Lofty or Close,
Yes.
either one.
Yeah. So the only reason they were comparing Lofty and Bold Trail was that Bold Trail gives you your own website, IDX compatible website, while Lofty, if you want that, you have to pay around, I think, $50 or $49 a month.
Yeah,
So they don't give you, so they give you a website which is under their subdomain, which is
yeah,
I do not like. I used Lofty earlier. I'm fine with that, but I think they all have similar kind of features. But if they give, like Voltaire gives a website that at least saves some money.
yeah. And you can buy a vanity matrix, vanity IDX or URL. Excuse me, I keep saying the wrong word, and I'll show you what I'm talking about because I did that so that because I wasn't aware of this until I went through some Bold Trail training.
Mhm.
Is that if you leave it at the Bold Trail site, then Google puts you at the bottom of the page. Like you
Ah,
literally are not searchable on Google
okay.
for some reason. But if you
Okay.
purchase a vanity site, which it's only, I think I pay, I want to say $27 a month, maybe something like that for this. But what I
Uh-huh.
did was I just went into GoDaddy and I bought the domain
Domain.
andysellsthebeach.com. And
Hmm.
then, so this was all created for me. I didn't do any of this. I did make some adjustments here or there because, like, I post blogs and all that on the
Hmm.
site. But for the most part, they build it out for you. Now you can customize it, and it's really, really, really easy to do with Inside Bold Trail. But
Hmm.
yeah, so this gives you your IDX. So I mean, you've got you can of course customize all this,
Hmm.
but it's really easy to do. But so I would suggest if you do any of them that you do, I would get a vanity URL because then
Domain.
it makes you searchable on Google so that you pop up first thing when somebody searches for your area and says, what realtor should I call or whatever, then hopefully your name will be the one that pops up.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, that will help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will, are you above water yet?
So I got the water in the back. I'm trying to stay above it.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it is a lot because you get hit with all the different trains on different sides. So just trying to figure out what I should focus on because yeah, I don't want to be spread out too wide and I can't get, back focused. Now I know you just mentioned that IDX website. What is ZenList? Because I know that's through EXP. Is that similar to that?
I've never used it, but ZenList is I think that's EXP specific. Like you can put your listings on there and
Okay.
only EXP members can see it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to stay up here with everything and keep up to date. So
Well, when you
uh
and I have a meeting on Thursday, I'll be able to help you with some of that, walking through, exactly what you should focus on first. And then we'll kind of, because I want to get you set up with Julian with the funnels and all that kind of good stuff. And then I want to make sure you know how to navigate this platform school because it's very, very helpful, especially going through, the training and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll
okay.
we'll figure all that out Thursday. I've set aside an hour, but if we take longer, it's no big deal. My whole day's open on Thursday, I think.
Copy that.
So Bill, what's going on with you? I saw your entry video. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm still going through your videos and I'm slow at it because I'm like I stop and I have two screens going on and I'm trying what you just said and because if you just listen and listen and listen and listen, it's like, oh, that was great. You don't do anything.
Right.
At least I don't.
I'm the
Um,
same way.
And then I'm trying to download all the extra stuff that you have and have a file for that and getting it all organized. And well, I feel yeah, I'm a little bit farther out than what you are, but not much. And he heard the same kind of verbiage coming right out of my mouth. I was like, it's drinking from a fire hose, and we all feel that same thing. If I had any advice for you at this, because I finally feel like I'm getting a point where I'm becoming focused. That doesn't mean I have a million deals going on, but I know what I want and what we're looking to do and those kinds of things. Um, is try to figure out what's helpful and what's noise. I'm a part of a team up here in Northern Indiana, and we had this group chat thing that's going on all the time. And I'm like feeling like I had to answer everything that was going out there, even if it had nothing to do with me. And I figured out it was a lot of noise and it wasn't helping me a bit. So I picked the people from that group that are helpful to me and asked specific questions to them on my own little chat with them instead of trying to put it out there for everybody to talk to. That was just one thing. So if you can identify the noise, it's just like ding, 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 and you feel like you have to answer everything. You don't, and you can take control of that. Um, So why I jumped on, well, I'm trying to jump on here out of habit, Mr. Andy, because of your one of your posts that you had recently, and so I'm trying to hold myself accountable. I had that little post out there that I put. But so I did the funnel thing with Julian, but I jumped out because it was becoming, I couldn't do your system and his system simultaneously, and I had to choose, and I already paid for yours, and I wasn't paying for his. And the funnels that we were getting in, when I say we, Kay and I, we were doing the new construction thing, and we did get a lot of leads within a short amount of time, like 30 within a couple of weeks, but they were all in their 70s and 80s, not really interested in buying anything. And we're spending a lot of time on the phone and chasing people. And it just wasn't, and new construction was only because they set us up with it, and it wasn't where my heart was. Um, and so now I'm playing this long game, and I know it's a long game, and yet in the midst of that long game, it drives you crazy because I don't have any new business coming in right now. So I'm in the building process. My question for you, Andy, because I know you've looked at a lot of systems and you've talked to a lot of people. Um, One of the things I was looking at recently, and this is just my newest thing, so maybe you have something else that I should be looking at. I feel like I'm pretty good at creating content, and I think I'm pretty good at saying this is who my wife and I are, and this is what we have to offer. But what I'm not good is at all the backroom stuff, because when I did it, it's completely changed since I did it just a few years ago. And I don't want to be on this constant hamster wheel of having to relearn that. I want to sell real estate. Um, but I don't mind doing the content because I'm picky. So nobody else can create what I'm looking for. Or if they can, it's like the people I found to do it for me is 2,500 to $3,500 a month. And that's not nearly in my budget, and I'm not doing it. But one of the ones I found recently, and I hope you have a strong opinion, yay or nay on this one, was Krista Mashore. What is your thought process on her?
I don't know. Do you know who that is, Tim? I don't know a lot about her.
She's EXP.
Okay.
She has she has a really strong story background where she started from zero and being in the foster care system to like right now, all she does is coaching, and she's making 70 million from her coaching alone. She was in the top 1% for 13 years straight for her sales. And she does this whole lot of thing of the attract part like you do. Um, and it feels like it's a missing, like it's filling in some missing things, which maybe I just haven't got to it in your training. But like once I create all this stuff, I want to be, I want to be searchable and valid on uh, Facebook, Instagram, Google business, and YouTube. And I want them working together. I want them cohesive. And that's the part where I don't know how to do it and I need a lot of guidance. Um, and it feels like her thing is kind of maybe bringing some of that together, although she's never mentioned Google business. But I'm trying to find somebody that can help bring that together and not sell the whole package of trying to create all the content for me. I don't mind doing that part, because it seems like that's the most expensive part anyway. But I don't know how to bring it all together, and I don't know how to become relevant in each of those areas and become searchable and all those kinds of things.
I'm going to give you back your own recommendation, and that is that first of all, Krista's awesome. I don't know anybody that's personally been through her programs, and so I can't speak to that from a relevancy standpoint. But Krista Mayshore is noise in your head right now.
Okay.
My advice would be master YouTube and then go on to the next platform. Trying to do them all at once, half-assed, if you will, pardon my French, I think is a mistake. And Andy will tell you, and I know he's about to chime in here, you don't want to do shorts and reels. That's not our audience as real estate professionals. Our
Hmm.
audience is people that consume large amounts of content and get to know, like, and trust us. And you're not going to do that in 30 seconds or 60 seconds or 90 seconds.
Right. I agree with that.
So I would go all in on YouTube. I'm not biased. I don't care if you use it or not. I want you to use it. I want you to be successful, but I know it's going to bring you leads for free long term. And so
Okay.
I would say, yeah, Krista's a great lady. Put her on the back burner. Get your head back down. Do your YouTube.
Okay.
And because
Um,
Andy's also going to tell you, because you don't want all those shorts and reels and everything everywhere else, you can point all those other platforms to your channel and
right.
integrate that way without feeling like you have to post and be relevant on every one of those channels.
Okay.
So
Um,
yeah,
so I'm gonna
oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
I was
sorry.
going to have a follow-up question with that. So, in the meantime, while YouTube and I'm working on that and it's getting going, how do I eat in the meantime? So, what can I do to bring in people relevant now? I mean, here's my dilemma with all my team. I can use their leads, but to get I'm going to put it in air quotes, good leads. Um, I have to do so many smiles and dials, and I have to call so many people, and I have to do all these different things, and I'll go to all this training, which ends up to being about 12 hours a week that I have to do of stuff that is not in my wheelhouse, just to be able to get what I'm calling the good leads. And then I have to give them 50% of my income once I close those things. So I'm like, what else is there in the meantime so that I can have at least a few deals? We don't have to be killing it, but we need a few deals to put some food on the table while we're building out this YouTube thing.
Okay. So I can give you the long drawn out answer because there's like 200 answers to your question. But let me narrow it down to try to narrow it down to where I
Oh,
would to
you're
start
getting
if
to
I
know
was
me.
you. Yeah. So if I was you,
Okay.
here's where I would start.
Yeah,
The very first thing I would do is if I were, let's just say I was a brand new agent, I can't just come into EXP. I don't know what I'm doing. Where do I start? How do I create now business?
that's
So,
me. Okay,
all
good.
right. So here's where I would start. I would go to freedomteamsupport.com. I would go over to your EXP resource hub right there. And I would come down here to all of these free training, these lead solution things. And I would probably do it. I would even go a step further and maybe do a Google, I mean, go into Chat GPT and ask for paid for lead services. And what I mean by that is you don't really want to pay for each lead. You only want to pay when you make a sale. There's so many of them out there. There's probably 50 of them out there that you can literally sign up for free. You don't have to pay a monthly fee. You don't pay an upfront fee. What you pay for is when you do the close. They'll give you leads and you pay for them when you close. Now, sometimes they do take, I've seen some of them take 70% of your income. So, but most of them are usually around that 30, 40, 50% mark. They'll take half of your stuff usually as a referral fee. But I would sign up for every single one of them. I mean, every one of them. Anyone you can get your hands on, sign up on them.
What and what
Go
did you call those specifically so that I make sure that I'm getting the ones that are when you close? What did you call that?
uh, just your paid for close services. So you pay at close. What do you necessarily call them, Tim? Ain't that what you call them?
Um, they're referral opportunities.
Yeah.
Of these, I would go into Revenos and EXP agent referrals. Can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah.
Revenos. I'm sorry, what was the other one before you go to your next Revenos and which one?
Agent referrals.
The
Agent
the the
referrals.
two on the right.
Oh, okay, got it. I'm sorry,
Andy's
go ahead.
absolutely right, but he qualified this recommendation based on if you were a brand new agent, didn't have any money to spend, blah, 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 blah. This is what you do. And I 100% agree with that. I haven't heard you say you don't have money to spend. I did hear you say you were using the funnels and you turned them off because the leads were shit. Um, can you stop the share now, please?
Oh,
Um,
sorry.
if you need now business, you need to turn the funnel back on. You said, I can't remember the words, looking for the good leads. You know what the good leads are?
What's
1% of any lead that comes off the internet. That's the good lead.
mhm.
I don't know if you've ever seen this, and I'll need to share, please. Um, and I know Will and Anil have seen this because I do it in all my strategy calls. But if you've seen this, Bill, stop me. But this
Okay,
is
go
the
ahead.
math on the funnels.
Hey, I'm gonna step away for 2 seconds. Somebody's at my front door.
Go ahead.
Okay.
This is the math. I teach people that you're going to close 1.1% of your leads. That's 100% transparent. And that's if you let the system do most of the work. If you call that lead when you get the whisper dial, when it comes into your funnel, and you build a relationship and you talk to these people as well, that number will go to 2.5%. But go into funnels with the expectation that, yeah, 99% of them are going to be crap leads. Now let's look at the reality. Let's change this to 100 to keep the math simple. 55 people are not going to talk to you at all. 100 come into your funnel, 55 are going to ignore you. You're going to have a dialogue with 45 of them. You can't make 100 phone calls and talk to 45 people if you're cold calling. You
Right.
can talk to the 45 people that opted in. They clicked on your ad. They want what you had to offer. Now they're in your funnel. And as long as you keep giving them value and you keep asking them questions, they're going to interact with you. So that's 45. Four of those are going to go away, hit the D&D button for whatever reason. You're going to put 15 in a 12-month nurture program. But of those 41, you're going to get 4 appointments. 3 are going to go into a working hot 3 to 6 month time frame. Another 3, you're going to be starting to show houses immediately, and you're going to put 1 under contract, 1's going to close. And when these numbers get bigger, it's really 3, 2, 1. So, and I did this sheet. By the way, this is fact-based data. This is the average of all the people in our funnel. The leads cost between $3 and $9 in every market I've seen. There will be little exception to that, but then you can work on your ad, change the ad copy, change the title, make it static, make it video. I mean, there's lots of things, trial and error you can do with Facebook ads to get the cost down. My Facebook ads right now are $3.14.
Okay.
But when I present this to agents thinking about partnering with us, I put it on the high end. I want to overpromise and underdeliver. So I'm telling people expect to spend up to $9 a lead. And then I come down here and I say, what's your average price point in your market? So answer me that question right now. What is your average price point? What is your average commission?
Probably 285, 300. And then commissions 3%.
Okay. So I'm going low end at 285 and 3%. 85.50 per sale. How much money does Bill want to make in 2026?
75,000.
Okay. So right now, 100 leads costing $9 per over the course of a year with an 85.50 average commission. You're spending $900 for $9,400. That's the total of this and this. And I'll get to YouTube here in a second. And you said, I'm sorry, what, 75,000?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be fairly easy. That's going to be 750, not quite that much, 700 leads. So 700 leads at $9. And again, this is a high range. It may be 3 or 4 like I'm spending. You're going to spend $6,300 to make 65,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's paid ads in Facebook and Instagram. So if you go at this knowing that I know that 692 of those leads are not going to be good, to use your words, there's 8 good
Right.
ones in there that are going to do business with you. The funnels sifts through the garbage, the 385 and the 28, so that you don't waste time on them and you spend your time on the 315. The 105 going to 12-month nurture, because so that's going to be in your next year's business in addition to whatever you're doing with marketing next year, that are going
Mm-hmm.
to start falling out of the funnel. But you're going to get another 1.2 YouTube deals organically that are going to generate the another 98.75. That's this number, and those are not going to cost you anything because you're not paying for those.
Got it.
So my recommendation to specifically answer your question is turn your funnel back on. That is your now business. This is showing $17 a day, which is simply $9 times 700 is the 6,300, and then the 6,300 divided by 365 days a year. Now start with $10. Figure out what's $10 by me. Does it get me 3 leads a day at $3 and change a piece? Or is it $5 a lead, get 2 a day? You've got to get to 200 to 300 leads in your database for this to start working.
Okay.
But spend the $10, $300 a month. You should have people in your funnel next month that you're showing houses and writing contracts on to close in the following month. And I'm giving you worst case. I think it can actually happen together. But if you go into it that I'm going to close 1 out of 100 leads, and I'm going to do it over a 90-day period. And then come January the 7th, you're going to say, yeah, back in October when Tim made this recommendation, he told me that I'll get 1 out of 100. Track this stuff. See if I'm right or wrong or close or a little conservative. I think you'll do a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to close 8 deals plus 1 off of YouTube for a total of 9 and hit your $75,000 goal next year. But this is the plan. You can't go into it looking for the good leads because there are no good leads. What's a good lead? A good leads is the one that you happen upon that's ready, willing, and able to do something today. And you can't do
Right.
that unless you have a boatload of leads in your system. That's why they say only 1% of internet leads convert in the first place. And that's right. So let's weed out the 99, find the one, and go close some business. And you did that on $10 a day. So you know that every time I spend 6,300, I'm making 75,000. Next year, you're going to spend 12,600 to make 150,000. This is just math. This is scale. This is
Mm-hmm.
spending a little bit of money to make a lot of money. And these are the numbers that get you there.
Okay.
Now, where you're going to see the compounding fact, and you're probably fixing to go over that next, Tim, is the YouTube.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Well, let's just take this out 3 years. Now I've got 2,100 leads in my system. I'm pulling 3 deals a year just off my YouTube channel. I can't predict compounding because I don't know what the interest rate is. But if you got 3 YouTube closings on 2,100 leads that you paid for, but you're putting, when these 2,100 leads like your videos, keep coming back to your videos, watch your video beyond the first 30 seconds, then YouTube starts to say, oh, this Bill guy, he's obviously a realtor. He's obviously in this area, and this definition of people like his video. So they start putting your videos in front of thousands and tens of thousands of other people because they want those people to watch their ads that they run during your video.
Right.
I can't compound this. I don't know what that means, but I know in Andy's case, it took him 4 months to get his first phone call, 7 months to get his first closing. And then the sky opened up and he started getting multiple leads every week, and it just dominoed, and he's got 85 million in his pipeline today. And that was over a 2.5 year period. If you've got 85 million in your pipeline, do the math on that at 3%. It's about 240,000 if my 3% math is accurate.
Yeah, we
Right.
closed $2 million just off the YouTube channel last month.
Awesome.
And every one of those calls says is, "Oh my God, Bill, is this the YouTube guy?" Well, yeah, man, I've been watching you shit for 6 months. I love you. See, you're weeding out in this case, in the funnel example, you're weeding out all those people that don't want to talk to you. And only the people that you want to work with are the ones watching your videos. They already know, like, and trust you because they've consumed all of your content, because they're interested in what you have to say, because you're real, you're honest, you're not scripted, you're not, memorizing something and just rattling it off as fast as you can. You're fumbling on your words. You're tripping over the step when you go in the house. You're being real. You're being honest. And when I don't like that at all. What do you all think? Leave a comment below. Those interactions is what's going to make this thing sing. But so I'd get rid of the Krista noise. Krista's awesome. Love her. Don't know anybody that's used her personally, but I know that she's got thousands of clients. She does incredibly well. But that's just one more thing you're going to have to do when you, I think, need to master YouTube and master funnels, and the fact that they work together like they do with the new construction playlist of touring new homes, which we all do every day anyway when we show property. It's easy to generate those 12 videos, and then it's just a numbers game.
Got it. Okay.
Anything to add, Andy?
No, the only thing I would add, so I did look up Krista Mayshore while Tim was going through that. And, basically she utilizes the whole platforms of Facebook and Instagram and all that and TikTok and all that other stuff. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you two quick little stories. We
Okay.
had we had shorts on our channel to start with, and when I first got started with YouTube, so I was taking my long form videos, turning them into
Hmm.
shorts, posting all of that on YouTube, and I was reposting those onto Facebook Reels, Instagram, all that other. So I what we found out was a very disturbing trend that was happening. So my audience started being the majority of my audience, probably 70% of my audience at that point was 18-year-olds or 17-year-olds, excuse me, 17-year-olds to 26-year-olds. That ain't who I'm after. I don't
Right.
want them. So as I was looking at that, I was like, well, I wonder why. So I did a little research. Well, they have very short attention spans. If you've ever talked to a teenager, you know they have very short attention spans.
I
So
got
here,
two of
here's
them.
what they're doing. Here's what they're doing. They're watching 10 seconds of your video and they're flipping to the next one. They're watching 10 seconds and flipping to the next one. They're not interested in buying property. Now they will in the future. But what I was trying to go after, especially being where we live is at the beach, I want somebody who is an investor or who's going to retire and move here to the beach. So
Right.
I had to rethink my target and I'm like, that is not who I want to go after. I want to go after the 45-year-old to 75-year-old that has money to actually spend. So where are they
Yep.
watching videos? They're not watching videos on their phone. They're not watching videos from an iPad or their computer. They're watching videos from their living room sitting on the TV. That's where they're watching videos. So
Hmm.
I deleted, how many did I tell you, Tim, that I deleted? I deleted like almost 1,000 videos off of my YouTube channel at one swipe. And then, believe it or
All the
not,
shorts.
yeah, shorts. I called Tim that morning and I said, I needed moral support because I'm about to hit the enter button and delete every one of these. And I said, and I think if my YouTube channel does not crash, I'll survive. But if it crashes, then you may need to talk me off of a cliff somewhere. And he said, okay, hit the button. So I hit the button and they all went away. And so for 2 months, my YouTube channel was going, oh my God, what is going on? Oh my God, I don't understand. Finally, it leveled out. And
Yeah.
now 75% of our users or our audience is from the age of 45 to 75, just like I was targeting. And they're watching, and 82% of our videos are watched from the living room couch. So I'm deadly on target as to the people I want to get. Now, do those people watch as many videos as the younger viewers? No. So you're not going to
Mm.
get the really high view count, and you're also not going to get a whole lot of engagement because a lot of them don't really ask questions or get on there until they're ready to buy. So then
Right.
now what we're getting is here's the phone calls we're getting now. We're getting, is this the YouTube guy? And I say, yeah, this is Andy. And they go, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you. We've been watching your videos for over 2 years. We have finally decided to retire. We know that we want to buy a turquoise unit. We saw one on your video. Are there any in for sale in there that are 3 bedroom, 3 bath? And I'm like, well, let me pull up the MLS. I pull it up. And I'm like, yeah, there's one in there now. It's listed at 1.6 million. And they go, perfect. We have enough cash to pay for that cash. We'll be down this weekend. Can somebody help us go look at it? And I'm like, absolutely. Let me get my partner with you. I get Aileen on the phone. She makes an appointment with them Saturday. They go out. They look at the condo. They put it under contract. They close in a week. So that's the kind of client you're getting. We're getting where Tim is talking about these Facebook leads being at a 1% conversion rate. Right now, our conversion rate on our YouTube channel is 45%.
Wow.
45%.
Oops.
Yeah.
And this is why,
Sorry about
Bill,
that. Hold on.
this is why I said forget Krista right now
Sorry.
and go all in on YouTube because
Yeah.
YouTube is your market. You don't need the
Okay.
teenagers on TikTok and all the other social platforms that are not going to consume your video. They're going to swipe in 10 seconds, like Andy said.
Now,
Okay.
are you on the flip side of that, are you occasionally, if you did, let's just say you started posting 10 videos a day of you 10 seconds or less of you saying, check this house out behind me and and then showing the next one of you walking in the living room and talking, just giving little points along the way of the house. If you did that every single day for the next year, are you going to get clients off of it? Of course you are. You're going to. You're going to get maybe one or two a month, I would say, somewhere in that neighborhood that might wind up buying. But you have to post so much more on those social media sites because
Gotcha.
the videos disappear because they're within that feed, your videos disappear. YouTube is evergreen; those videos are there forever, and anybody can find them because they're searchable. Now, YouTube has just changed its algorithm and they changed their platform to where now YouTube and Instagram videos are now searchable on Google, believe it or not. So, with that
Hmm.
in mind, I have been diving down the rabbit hole on all this free time that I have. I have been diving down the rabbit hole and I am trying to figure out how to get AI to help me create content for Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and have all those videos segments and have them point back to my YouTube channel strictly to drive traffic to the YouTube channel, not to create business, but just to drive traffic to the YouTube channel.
Hmm.
So that's what my whole idea behind that is. And there's one part of the training that I know you mentioned she don't do a lot with Google or whatever, but if you go into the bonus materials on the training, and
Yeah.
there's one in there about Google Maps, that is where the gold is made, is in Google Maps. So
Right.
let me give you an example of that. So let's say I'm at a local restaurant that I've already done a long form video on. So I'll give you a real good example, and Tim know when I say the name, Tim will know exactly what I'm talking about. The Yacht Club, it's a Floribama Yacht Club. It's very famous. There's everybody. Kenny Chesney eats dinner there every time he comes in town. Yada yada. So I did a long form video talking about the Yacht Club every single time I go there, where most realtors will go in, take pictures of their food, and then they'll put a little thing on Facebook that says, "Check me out. I'm the greatest realtor in the world. You should call me because I eat at the yacht club and look at my food today," and all this other. Well,
Right.
Andy don't do that. So instead of doing that, what I do is I will go into Google Maps and I have become what's called a local expert on Google Maps. So then I connected my business page to it, OBA Living, So then I go in there and I pull up and give it a 5-star review for the yacht club. I write a little comment. Gotta have to try the bushwhacker and the cheeseburger. It's the greatest on the planet. If you and then I'll put if you want to see more information about the yacht club, check out my full length video here, and I'll put my link to my YouTube channel in there. So now what happens is when somebody goes and they're thinking about going to the yacht club and they pull it up on Google Maps, how do I get to the yacht club? And they see, well, here's all these 5-star reviews. And they go, who's this guy? It says he's a local expert. They click on it. Now they see my pictures of the food and they see what I said about it. I didn't say anything about being a real estate agent. I've said nothing about calling me. They click that link and my YouTube video pops up about that. Then they start thinking, and they start looking at all the other videos on the channel. Then they've gone down the length, and the next thing you know, your phone's ringing, and they go, "Hey, we saw your video on the yacht club, and we're thinking about buying one of those condos right across the street. Are you familiar with Phoenix 10?" "Yeah, I sure am. They're $800,000. When do you want to see one?" And
Wow.
that's
So I love this because I think I texted you right before we got on here. I don't know if you saw the next text that I sent you, but I have three local business interviews that I'm getting ready to do with them. And I'd love to do this whole thing that you just said. Do you have all that training available to us? Because I couldn't write fast enough, Andy.
yeah,
Um,
it's in the bonus materials. I'll show you where it's at.
bonus material. Okay.
Yep.
Because I don't want to waste my, I don't mean waste my time, but I don't want to skip that step because I'm already doing this.
When you go into bonus materials right here where it says posting to Google business page, all you have to
Oh,
do is click right there and there's a video on it. And then here's a Google My Business login. That's for the page, excuse me. It's the one right below it, Google Maps. So there's a video telling you how to post to Google Maps and everything that I do when I do it. And then I'm sure it has changed since I have done it because I did it like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. But if you can't figure out how to become a local expert on Google Maps, there's a verification process you have to go to. It usually takes about a week because you have to upload your ID or your EIN number and all the stuff. They want to make sure that you are who you say you are, that you're not just somebody trying to pose as a scam, like a scammer.
hmm.
So you have to go through the verification progress and it takes about a week. But I would just go into Chat GPT and say, tell me the fastest way to become a local expert on Google Maps.
Okay.
And it'll walk you straight through the whole process and streamline it for you because there could be an easier way to get there than what I did 3 years ago.
Okay.
But here's the cool thing about it is
You guys hit me today.
the more you post, yeah, the more you post on that Google Maps and the more you answer people's questions, well, guess what that does to you in turn now? Now that's what's called AEO instead of SEO. You become a local expert and you have what's called answer engine optimization. So when somebody says, I have a question about Orange Beach, Alabama, what's who's the best realtor to get this answer from? Guess whose name's going to pop up to the first of the list? Mine, because I answer
It's not
everybody's
me.
question because I'm answering all these questions. And every time I post a blog, I always put frequently asked questions in there. Every time I make a Google My Business post, I put frequently asked questions in there. And then I also have started putting them in my YouTube description so that it shows up on search, so that it on the answer part of the search. So
What
then
was the very last thing you just said? You also put it where?
in my YouTube description, I may
Oh,
put
YouTube description.
frequently asked questions in there. And then that way you become the local expert that everybody goes to for all their answers about if you lived in Houston, Texas, it would be Houston, Texas is where you want to be. But every single where you go, I never fail to always make a post. If I go to a restaurant, I'm giving them a 5-star review. I don't really care if I get bad service. I'm going to give them a 5-star review. Now, I might put in the comments, the service was a little slow or, but I'm going to say, but I'll always put, maybe I just came on a bad day. I'm giving them grace, so the whole nine
Hmm.
yards. So, but I post every single where I go. Tim and I used to meet at this restaurant called Coastal and watch football on Saturdays and sometimes Sundays. And back when I was drinking, and we would go up there and meet and spend a whole Saturday up there. every time I went in there, I would leave another review. I'd leave a 5-star review and say, and then put a link to my video in there so that all those reviews are at the top. And then so when somebody comes in and says, well, this says this guy's a local expert. We gotta talk, we gotta see what he has to say. And then
Yeah.
boom, there's my YouTube channel.
Love it. Well, that just seems real. So spend no money on Christmas Shore and use it to go out to eat and do reviews.
Yeah, yeah.
And take your wife so you get those bonus points too.
Well, she's the realtor with me, so we have to.
All right then.
All right. Thanks, guys. Well,
And
I'm
guess
going to
what you
jump
can
because,
do? Guess what
well, go
else you
ahead.
can do? If you're making
Yes,
a video out there and it's to better your business, then you just wrote that off as a business expense for the meal because you're going out there to do a video.
that's right. Yes. Well, honestly,
Subject
there
to the
might be once in a
50% IRS
while
rule.
where we say EXP, 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 and then we write it off. I don't know.
But yeah,
Thanks. All right.
but I'm
Thanks,
like,
guys. That was gold.
to reiterate what Tim said, I would definitely turn those funnels back on and just jump on office hours and tell them what you're getting. Say, hey, look, I'm getting nothing but a bunch of 70-year-olds. Is there any way we can tweak this ad to try to retarget the right kind of people? And
Right. Well,
they'll redo them.
in all transparency, I jumped away from the whole thing. I asked him to like I not paying monthly or anything right now. So,
Yeah, I got
yep. Okay. Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
you. Yeah,
Good
100%.
All
luck.
right.
You
All
have a
right.
plan now.
Yes. All right. Thank you. All right. Bye.
See ya. I'm going to jump in a minute or two as well because I got a webinar to host.
Yeah, and I got to eat some lunch before it comes on.
Okay.
Do you two
Anil,
fellas need
Will,
anything?
how y'all doing?
No,
Did you learn something today?
Yeah,
yeah,
learned
yeah.
a lot.
I have to go through more trainings.
This was a good one.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it was stay focused on what we came here for with the YouTube marketing. Don't let the noise cloud our judgment. Just stay focused and keep doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And get
Yeah,
those funnels running as soon as you can.
when I figured that other stuff out about posting to, of course, if you ever do post a video to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you want to post the organic video. You never want to post the YouTube link unless it's in the description. You don't want to just post the video because Facebook does not like YouTube and YouTube does not like Facebook. They do not like each other at all. And the algorithms will fight.
Yes.
So yeah, you don't ever want to do that. So, but once I figure it out, I'm kind of like Tim and I both are on the same thinking level of this. Is I don't ever want to take some training that I'm going through and give it to you guys before I've tested it. I want to make sure that I've worked out all the bugs, that I've gone through, gone down the rabbit hole and figured it all out before I actually redo the training and put it back out there. So once I figure out whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, then I'll report back. But so it's probably going to take me a couple months to figure that out. But what I'm doing just in a nutshell, and just so you know, Tim, is I've gone to that answerthepublic.com. I've gotten the top 100 questions that, real estate that somebody looking for, say, new construction or waterfront condos or waterfront houses would ask. And then I'm taking those uh, questions, putting them into Chat GPT, telling it to write me a anywhere from 15
Answer
to 30-second reel
script.
for that, and then so to answer that question, and then I'm taking this whole script, and I'm taking it and I've created an avatar in HeyGen, and I'm going to take that and put it in a HeyGen and have it. It's going to look like me and talk like me, but it ain't going to be me. But then I'm going to add B-roll to it after the fact, and I'm going to have it all cut out. Canva is about to take the place of HeyGen because Canva now has come out to where you can create your own avatar in Canva and you can create you can take from script and make a video in Canva, but it's only 8 seconds at this point. They're trying to get it to where, and I would imagine in the next 3 or 4 months, they'll get it to where you could do a minute or a minute and a half reel on there that it'll create it. So once that happens, we all have a Canva Pro account going through EXP. So then I can cancel my HeyGen account and go, I can save all that money. because it's about $50 a month is what I'm paying on Hagen. But anyway, but so stay tuned. I'll have it rolled out. Eventually, I'll roll it out once I figure it all out. So, but anyway, if that's all anybody's got, we'll call it a day.
Yep. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right.
Listen, I'm going to reiterate one more time. If you two fellas need anything, you know to reach out to us. Don't
Yes.
get over your head and go, oh, this is too overwhelming. I can't figure it out. And then Will, you and I'll talk Thursday. So,
Yes,
Sure.
sir.
all right,
Okay.
cool.
All right.
All
Bye.
right.
Let us know how we can help, guys.
Okay.
Welcome.
Bye.
See you, fellas.
Thank you all.
Bye.